Nicolas Layec, ready for France. Here we go.
This duo is on the podium
So,
at the famous Derby of Lasbourg. Definitely strong contenders here in our
well,
Derby.
as we're listening in as well, of course, on the dub, on the podium in Le Bull. Now, this is another 9-year-old, and it's a horse that Nicolas has produced up through the grades, up through the classes. Had a very good win in the 2-star Grand Prix of Montfort Simier back in May. Now, once you've got a horse that's got a little bit of experience around a Derby track, of course, you're going to have that bit more confidence. Never really looked balanced and connected when he came off the corner. Little hop and step up through the trees now. Down the bank we go. Did a brilliant job to keep the balance at the bottom. Very well ridden. Oof, went very high. I'm not sure they got the width. Well, they did, but there wouldn't have been a lot in it. Of course, it's a little confusing as well for the horses, because 1 minute you're asking them to jump water and then you're asking them to run through it. But Giorgio here really understanding what Nicolas is asking. There's a lot of trust going on there. Plenty of jumps still to go. You go from that very open double to that big, solid, grassy base. And to be fair to this partnership here, Giorgio Livio Z really settling in, to be fair, more and more as this course unfolds. Over that little white pole as they hop off. Now they're up. Ooh, gives that a little bit of a tip and tapple, but they're fine. Now we continue. Fitness really coming into it here. Long way into this track. Now with just these final 2 fences to go, and he's only on the 4. Should be okay with the time allowed. 176 seconds over the water, coming to the last. Saw the stride he wanted and jumped it really well. Nicolas Layec gives us the opening round on a score of 4. 169.31. I have to say that really was magnificent. Magnificent even. So Nicolas Layec, just that one early fence going down. Apart from that, he's done the perfect job. Look at this on down and up. Oh, lovely. You can see that little pen of photographers in the middle as well. I wasn't sure he got away with that, but he did, and you can see on the replay that he definitely did. A long way off when he went to the step. And then getting in a bit of confusion at the top, he got lucky in a weird way. And then that very tiny little pole. You see as well, coming to the end. Germany, first of the 2 chances for Germany. Sits with the European champion. As I said earlier, we're not even a week on from him picking up that gold medal. Now this is Erevan de Flüssel. It's a new ride this week, as far as I can work out. I know it's a horse, though, that Sophie His partner, Sophie Hinners, we'll see a little later, was ridden as a young horse more recently, of course. It's in the hands of Lorraine Bud, another German rider. This mare by, my apologies, this gelding by my Lord Carthago. But Richard will have spotted something that he would have known and trusted to try this out, and you can see he's got a lovely forward flow to this canter. He's already had a brilliant win in the 5-star class that preceded this today. Well, he wasn't hanging around. He needs to be a little bit careful. Oof, somehow, oh, he didn't get away with it. I thought he was, but he didn't. Caught it behind. Still, the leader at the moment also on a score of 4. So now it comes down to the clock. That would have been even closer, surely. The judge is walking over. Yeah, they've given him 4 at the water. I did have a feeling it looked, oh, Richard, hold tight. Somehow stays on.
There are 4 water features in this derby. It's part of the challenge here.
Well, thankfully he stayed dry. And he's still moving at a decent pace. Get that little moment to breathe on that little run down now. Back, full concentration. Up we go. Hops down and onwards. It's certainly going to be quick. Look at the time difference. He's just been eating in with the clock. I mean, those that are still to go will be grateful in a weird way that he's had a couple of fences down, because it's going to open the door to a clear or a 4. But I'm not sure when we get to the end of today if anyone will have set a time as quick as this, because Richard Vogel showing his brilliance. Although even the best have fences down, and he got it wrong at the last. Either way, he can ride with the pace that was needed. 154.61. Well, we'll pay a note to that time later. But as is this game, it's about faults first, and on this occasion it's 12. 12 penalties there for Richard Vogel, but I can't see any record that these two have worked together this horse season, and this horse before this week, so believing, and he wanted to have a go. It's those moments that you get at a point like that at the bottom of a bank, where I guess if they come back next year, they'll have that little bit more experience and understanding of what is going to be upon them. Curious to see how these two get on, because Armando Trapote for Spain and the gelding Carl P by Carrera VDL. It's a horse he's produced now, 10 years of age. He's produced this all the way up from being a young horse. They jumped in the Le Boule Derby, so derbies are not new to them. They jumped here last year, but not in the Derby. They're coming here off the back of, well, a Monday last week used Tornado as top ride at the Europeans. Carl P had a little week off, but prior to that, he went to San Diego and Jerez up in the north of Spain, and in 4 classes he was second twice and had a win. Oh dear! And that's what you call the curse of the commentator. I'll pick them up, they'll knock them down. But we know that even on a score of 4, you can still, at the moment, get to the top. But that would have been one of the fences you'd have said was a guaranteed sort of pass, but it hasn't worked out that way. But he's not far away on the clock. Was he going to recover? He has, but he's now on the 8th. So Nicolas Layec knows he's still going to be leading the way, but can he better the score of Richard Vogel, who of course finished on the 12 with the lightning fast time that I don't think will get beaten in terms of clock times. Come on, in you go. You've got to get your feet wet for this one. Jumped out. Nicely done. You've got to get through the flags. Of course, you've got the red on the white on the left. That's the element that becomes a sort of direct line where you've got to somehow, as you get through the in part of that, you can weave a little bit left or right, and then you go out over the poles. Very cautious. Very methodical. Really trying to place Carl where he wants him. He's fully aware that an 8 penalty score would put him in second place. But has he been a little bit too cautious when it comes to the clock? That 176 seconds is getting ever closer. 1 to go. Time will be okay. And he's done it. Brilliantly done to keep it on 8. Armando Trapote and Carl P go second. Very well done to the Spanish rider. But it is, of course, France still leading on a score of 4. And it's slightly bizarre to see them have that early fence down. Back to France for the next to go, and the local man, Robin Lesqueren, Galaxy de Rouet, the stallion by Lutterbach. Comes here after a 4th place finish and a double clear in that 4-star Grand Prix in Chantilly just 2 weeks ago. He jumped here last year. It wasn't he did jump in the 3-star last year, but not in the Derby. That's with this horse, Galaxy de Rouet. See the stallion just very keen, very enthusiastic. He might be a second down, but that won't be of any sort of worry if we can be clear. Oh no! Oh, how? How did they get over the second part of that? Lovely jump over the water. Wow, that stallion almost turning himself inside out to ensure that he cleared the second part of the double. Now you can see the change in the way that he's riding, because now he knows that while he's on a score of 4 with a big leap in and a nice hop out, Galax, it's going to come down to the clock with Nicolas Layec. But of course, the faster you go, the easier it becomes to have a fence down. And he's come back from a second behind, he's caught that up, and he's now dead level. And again, he's trying to make up a little bit of time whenever he thinks he can. He's
Got this stallion really running on from the fences. Lovely little step, leaping up. Not letting the mizzle bother them at all. Now round the corner, back to the double. Take your time. You've got 3 seconds in your pocket. The time is not the issue. 3 fences are your issue. Now 2. 1:69.31 is the time to beat. Now just the last to go. You've got all the time in the world. Oh, and he's had it down. Oh, no. 5 seconds faster, and he's had the last. Oh, 1:63.85, but he couldn't get over the last. And that front rail goes. Galax Darue, Robin Lesqueren. Oh, he nearly had it. Brilliant effort. Oh, lovely to see as well. Just letting the horse reach down for a little bit of grass. Let's have a look at this. We know the first bit goes down, but how does this work? Wow. Not your everyday action. Tried to jump the water splash. Right up to the top of the Rolex bank with a lot of confidence. Down the other side. But that's the pole that cost him the lead. So, here in the Derby sur la Région Bretagne is a score of 4. Now, it's Thibault Touron. 1 of 3 left in the draw for France. Ginfiz DS by Balou de Rouet. Another that was in Chantilly 2 weeks ago. She jumped in the 2-star, jumped very well in the Grand Prix there. But it is a new ride to Thibault this year. Is anyone going to better the 4 penalty score? Only 7/10 away on the clock, so if he were to have a fence, he's got half a chance of making it back up. He, again, just to give the horse the confidence. It's in those moments where you're certainly doing something you don't normally do. He's come down there with a lot of pace and perhaps not as much control as he wanted. How does Ginfiz take to a little bit of water without any trouble at all? Well, he's caught up the time that he needed at the moment. 1:69.31, but he's also acutely aware you've got to clear all the rest of these fences, and there's a lot of jumping left. And now he's also battling with those on 8. Ooh, no, you're fine, it's still up. Well, you'd think you'd be fine with the clock. Fastest on 8, 163.85. We're not going to beat that, but there's quite a gap then. 10 seconds back to the rider that sits in third. And if he jumps and clears this, that's where he's heading, up into the top 3. Very nicely done, Thibault Touron and Ginfiz DS. It's an 8 penalty score in 167.21. So into the top 3, at least for the moment. 3 riders on a score of 8. 1 on 4, 3 on 8, 1 on 12. Well, Germany's second go. I do not doubt that her partner has given her any words of wisdom that he was in a position to pass on after his experience, that being Richard Vogel, this being Sophie Hinners. Great for Sophie last week when she became a medal winner for Germany as part of the German team at those European Championships. Though today she's riding a 10-year-old called Manin. This gelding is by my Lord Gadago. Sophie's reclaimed the ride on this horse over sort of end of last year. It was a horse that David Ville originally produced as a young horse, and then Sophie had the ride for a little bit of time in 2022 before it then went to Veronica Tracy, the US rider, but now back home. You can see the weather is far from ideal. Bit down on the clock. 2 seconds you can make up. 2 seconds shouldn't cause you a problem with the time allowed either. She's a superb rider. She has flown up over the last 18 months through those world rankings to get currently to world number 25. How does Manin take to the water? Like a duck to water, no bother at all. Careful. Round we go. If she has a fence, Nicholas will stay in the lead. She'll never catch the time up now. This is all about clear rounds. 2 fences left to go. The time will be there or thereabouts. Should be okay on the time allowed. 16 seconds to get home. 1 more fence left to jump. Could it be for Germany here in the Dinard Derby? The first clear round, and it goes to Sophie Hinners. Quite brilliant from the German superstar. There's her partner, Richard Vogel. And she has delivered a class round of sport. What a round that was. Talk about keep your nerve. That was anything but easy, and everything that is brilliant about that lady when it comes to riding. Her balance and composure, her understanding of her horse. the two of them together, working in partnership and delivering a beautiful clear round. 172.15 is the time. That only becomes relevant if we get another clear, and you've seen how difficult it is to get a clear round. The last lady to win it was Laura Rennick back in 2016. Could it be in 2025? What are we, 3 away from finding out?
On the podium last year, we have Nicolas Layec with this.